What if I told you that while you're sleeping, your subconscious is awake? It's listening, it's also learning, it's feeling, it's sending information that's going to program your next day. This is why it's so important to understand the way that you need to go to sleep. There's a process and a procedure. And for me, what I do is I do a guided sleep, a guided dream. I know that sounds wild, but if you look it up, it's a real thing. You actually have the capability of going into your sleep mode, into your dream mode, with the way that you program it to start off. And this technique is really simple and it's very easy. When you are laying down and you're feeling kind of tired, at the moment you feel like you're getting into that dozing off state, remember, I want to control my dream. I want to control the energy and vibration in which I go to sleep. And through this method, you begin to think about things that express gratitude, healing, help. You can actually guide yourself into a dream where you're helping people. Maybe you're helping homeless people. Maybe you're helping to change the world in some positive way with whatever your passion is. And as you begin to think and focus on those things as you're dozing off, wow, what happens is you actually enter into that dream state in that frequency. And now you've got a control dream. If you just kind of lay down and haphazardly fall asleep, which we all do from time to time, not a big deal. But just understand that if you leave the TV on and the TV is playing a horror movie or a cops and robbers show or some type of an action show or something else going on, it could be some kind of random drama, or suspense film, whatever it is, your subconscious is taking all of that in. And it cannot distinguish whether that's real or fake. So now while you're sleeping, it's creating this scenario within your subconscious. It's programming, which is why I call it TV programming. It's programming you. And when you wake up, your day is going to go on the trajectory based on what happened during that night's sleep and that programming code that came in. And that programming code might not just be for the day. It could be for months, weeks, even years or decades. It could affect you. It's very important not to fall asleep with the television on because it could be detrimental. Not to fall asleep with your device playing clips and reels and shorts because it could be very detrimental. The subconscious is always listening and always taking in that information. And like I said, it cannot distinguish what's real and what's not real. So, one of the most important things you could do, if you possibly can, is try to go to sleep in as much silence as you possibly can. And if you can't get absolute silence, you can invest in earplugs, right? Just to minimize the actual noise. Because you don't want other people's thoughts coming in, right? Especially from the television. I've seen this so many times and I've been a victim of it in my own life. And it can really have a negative effect on you. I've woken up in the morning more exhausted than when I went to sleep. I would have actually just been better off staying awake and relaxing my body than going to sleep. Why is that? Well, I would go to sleep watching these shows. I hardly get a chance to watch TV. And so my theory was, well, I'll lay down and I'll watch something until I fall asleep. I started doing that. It became a very bad habit. I started noticing that I was waking up exhausted, frustrated, even angry. What is that? It's the programming code from the TV shows that were running all night long, programming my subconscious and have me fulfilling all these things, right? It's almost like the universe is a grand multidimensional stage. And once you become an actor in that role that you're playing within this metaphysical TV series that's running in your mind, you're actually acting it out. And because your mind thinks it's real, it's sending signals to your muscles. It's making your heart race and slow down. It's increasing your blood pressure. All the things that are normally happening when you're awake, if you were in these types of situations, is actually happening while you're sleeping. So it's no wonder why you wake up completely exhausted, completely worn out and exhausted and tired. And so it's very, very important. Going to sleep with the television on is really bad. And I can't emphasize that enough because a lot of people do it. It's the television, right? And what is it giving out? It's broadcasting. Well, what is it broadcasting? It's broadly casting a spell. It's broadly casting a spell that goes into your spirit, attaches itself to your subconscious, and begins to alter versions of yourself and give you these false realities that don't even exist. And then you act out on those the next day, not realizing that you have a spell casted on you from the broadcasting. Okay? So, again, don't do that. And, it's also important to understand that doom scrolling before you go to sleep, not a good idea. Getting on social media and just scrolling and scrolling and swiping and swiping and swiping and swiping before you go to bed, that's not a good tactic. It's not a good ritual. And you're setting yourself up for, again, more trauma and drama the next day. The thing that you should be doing before you go to sleep is settling down. If you have some time and the capability to do a quick meditation and also reflect on your day, all right? Take some time to reflect on the day. Reflect on what you did that day, what your accomplishments were. Did you accomplish things or did you fall short? What things that you weren't able to complete, what things you did complete, and any little successes that you had along the way, make sure to express gratitude for them. And also even express gratitude for just getting through the day. Some people can't even get through the day. So just and then recognize places where you've grown. Like, for example, something came to trigger you and it didn't trigger you. You were able to maintain your vibration, right? You were able to work through that situation. Something came to rob you of your peace and you didn't let it steal your peace. Recognize those incredible moments of growth within you and celebrate them. You do this in the evening before going to bed, because now you're going to get ready to go to sleep with peace of mind, with tranquility and gratitude. You're going to now have recognized some of your accomplishments in areas that you've grown in, which most people don't take time to do. Even in this ascension knowledge, it gets very easy to begin to take things for granted, right? To take growth for granted. And it's not a bad thing, it's just a thing. We should recognize our growth. Not that we're egotistically bragging about it, but we're self-reflecting and realizing I was here, wow, and now I'm here. I can look back on my previous self and see where I came from, right? And it's like, man, this is incredible. I can really now see that these techniques and the work I've been putting in and everything I've been doing is actually making progress. Because today I should have been triggered twice and I should have reacted negatively twice, and I didn't do it. I was able to sustain my frequency, and then something came to throw a hurdle in my path and I jumped right over it with ease. I was able to figure out a solution to a problem. Whereas before, I probably would have stumbled. You need to recognize those moments, because those moments are proof that you are evolving. And when we don't take those moments and sit back and reflect on them, what happens is we sometimes forget about the growth. It's happening, but because we're not paying attention to the growth and seeing it as it happens in real time and reflecting on it, we then take it for granted, and then it makes it a little bit easier to snap back to who we were. Because we didn't acknowledge that we had an incredible moment of success in the area where we once lacked. And now we've had this success in this area. It needs a little bit of personal acknowledgement. And when you do that, it kind of burns into your subconscious. Oh yeah, we like this. We like this growth. And now that we're saying, oh yeah, this is good growth. So now the next time something comes to trigger you, something comes to rob you of your peace, the subconscious is like, no, we learned from the last time. We're not going to get triggered over this. We're not going to fall for this trap. We're not going to become a victim of energy vampires again. We understand what it is now. And the more that you do that, the more the subconscious continuously reprograms and becomes a defense mechanism against the negativity, against the triggers, against the people who come to rob your peace, against the energy vampires. And little by little, you just go boom, 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 boom. You just keep growing and elevating and growing and elevating, but stopping to smell the roses along the way, recognizing your growth, recognizing your ability, recognizing that you have now come to another level, spiritually and consciously. And I'm telling you that this will make a huge, huge impact on you, right? And if you like taking showers in the evening instead of in the morning, I take 2 showers. So I take one in the morning and one in the evening. Sometimes I take 3 because usually 4 times a week I'm working out, so I'll take a shower in the afternoon too. So my shower technique that I do for the morning is also phenomenal for the evening, right? Before you go to bed, or the night before you go to bed. And again, it's seeing that water come out of the spigot and recognize that it has healing powers, and envisioning anything that you've been holding on to for the day, any dark emotions, any frustration, any anger, any darkness of any type, seeing it rise to the surface of your skin and letting the water just wash it away, and imagine seeing it go right down the drain. And after a few minutes, again, seeing that incredible water, that healing water, and saying blessings to the water, like Masaru Emoto, Dr. Masaru Emoto did in his famous water experiments. When you bless the water, it crystallizes, it changes its actual physical shape. And there's water in your body. So you're blessing the water in your body, that changes its shape. And now you've got this crystalline water washing over the body. Your cells, the water in your cells in your body are crystalline. Everything is getting in full alignment. Everything's getting on a high vibration, high frequency. And you're allowing the water to bless you as it washes over you. Okay? And so this technique works no matter how many times you use it. I use it in the morning, and sometimes in the afternoon, depending on my workout day, and also in the evening. Or of course, as soon as I hop off of a flight, because I'm always flying too, I go straight to the shower. I've got to wash that negativity off from being around all those people, all those places, sitting on those dirty seats. I take my clothes off immediately and jump in the shower, all right? And I use this technique to just bring myself back to my oneness, bring myself back to who I am, bring myself back to cleanliness, spiritual cleanliness, right? You see this in some rituals, even in some religions, like in Islam. They wash off before they pray. They get themselves clean. It's a very important thing. They just have this water, the power of the water. They understand the power that it has to bring you into this metaphysically clean state. Not only physically, but also metaphysically, right? The blessings of waters are incredible. So that's very important. And if you do these things, you'll find that, with the guided dreams, you'll find that you'll wake up feeling energized. You'll wake up feeling relieved. You will wake up feeling relaxed. And if you don't initially go and grab your device and everything else, if you allow even a little bit of reflection on how good your sleep was, before you get up, and then get into your morning rituals. So this is the process, and it's so huge because I'm telling you, one time I fell asleep watching this movie where in this movie, this is really crazy now, they had these Bose condensate AI type of avatars. They didn't have physical bodies, but these machines had Bose condensate bodies, which are more energetic. And they would actually go out and do the bidding of this guy. It's this crazy stuff, I know. Kind of stuff I'm watching, right? But it got into my dreamscape. It got into my theta. And when I fell asleep, I was in the movie. And I was going out to save people all over the world. And I took my Bose condensate goons with me to go out and help me defend people all over the planet. And I would cast my Bose condensate goons. I would send them to different regions to go and help save. And it sounds crazy. It was so exhausting because I had to keep hopping on these jets and these military jets and flying to different countries. And I'm stopping people from being abused, and I'm stopping people. It sounds like a great dream, don't get me wrong. But I was so tired. I was battling against the system, battling against governments, battling against militaries. And I woke up so beat up and exhausted. And I remembered the dream, and I was like, Bose condensate goons? But again, that crept into my subconscious from watching the TV. So when you lie down, you want to intentionally have your thoughts prepared for what your mission is during your sleep. And you want to get a good night's sleep. It's very important to realize that sleep is important. I know sometimes you hear me talking about getting very little sleep. And even I recognize that that's not healthy. And it's something that I'm working on. I've been inching my way up in terms of time of actual real rest. And if I can't get a certain amount of time in a solid base of sleep, I try to take at least a 2-hour nap during the day to get myself into those deeper levels of REM sleep. Because in that sleep state is when your brain cleans itself. Your brain has a cleaning mechanism, and it works when you're sleeping. And while you're sleeping, it cleans out the free radicals. And if you don't allow the free radicals to get cleaned out of your brain, you end up with things like dementia and Alzheimer's and other neurological diseases. So it's important for your brain to detox itself and clean it out. It has a cleaning mechanism which works while you're sleeping. And so you want to be able to get a very peaceful sleep as many times as you possibly can. It's going to be impossible to always get a peaceful sleep. Even sometimes following these techniques doesn't mean that 100% of the time it's going to be so peaceful and so incredible you're going to wake up feeling completely refreshed. If I told you that was the truth, I would be lying to you. But what I am saying is that we can control a percentage of the times that we wake up feeling completely refreshed versus haphazardly trying to just randomly wake up feeling refreshed. If you can increase that percentage by 15, 20, 30, even 60%, you've done your body and yourself and your subconscious a great service, right? So it's about increasing percentages, increasing the odds that you'll get a good night's sleep, increasing the odds that you'll be able to wake up feeling completely and fully refreshed, increasing the odds that you don't go to bed with programmed negativity by doom scrolling on social media and by watching the news or by leaving TV shows and movies on that just continuously flip through show by show by show while you're asleep, programming your subconscious. All these things are very, very important. Understanding that that's the state of mind where you're most easily controlled and programmed. You know, Edgar Cayce, a famous psychic medium, he used to do this state of mind where he was almost asleep and almost awake, like the middle state. And that's where he would get his greatest psychic abilities, his greatest ability to predict the future. And we all know Edgar Cayce, the majority of his predictions have come true. He was able to even predict illnesses, or not predict them, but actually come up with the cures for illnesses that people had who came to see him by going into this state of mind. He was able to predict the future. And a lot of the predictions he came up with actually have come to fruition, and there's some still yet to come. And one of the greatest ones was he predicted that there would be an object discovered underneath the Great Sphinx in Egypt, and a scan about maybe 7 years ago discovered an object about a mile down beneath the Sphinx's paw, just as Edgar Cayce said there was. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because there's something real to this dream state, awakened/sleep dream state, where he gets into this middle state where he's able to allow his mind to sail outside of space and time and gather information, see the future, right? Heal people and everything else, predict things. We all have this amazing power, but it's up to us to learn how to control it and use it. Anything that you practice, it's just like training and working out. If I keep doing arm curls every other day, right, with the right resistance, I'm going to get bigger biceps. Well, if you keep doing these training sessions that we're teaching you here in the Forbidden Knowledge Academy, spiritually, you're going to become stronger. Metaphysically, you'll become stronger. Emotionally, you'll become stronger. You'll all around become a much stronger individual within the self-improvement realm, within the spiritual realm, right? Within your ability to be a true help and a true blessing to the world. And yourself. And so this is why we developed the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. It's to not only teach you how to become wealthy and build a legacy, that's just a side effect of working on yourself. It's a side effect of understanding the subconscious mind and how to reprogram it. It's a side effect of being of service to others. It's a side effect of learning how to be a blessing, not only to yourself, but to the world. It's a side effect of learning all these mysteries that were taught in the mystery schools, some ancient and some now combined with even more modern information that backs it up, so that we can become the best version of ourselves. So I'd like you to click that link in the bio or in the caption of my video or in this audio, wherever you're listening, and join the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. Give it a try. There are incredible modules and classes in there that you can take and graduate to. There's a declaration you'll have to download and sign and upload to the academy. And the 1,200 people plus in there will then hold you accountable to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to surround yourself with individuals on the same frequency, the same vibration as you. Over 1,200 incredible leaders to help guide you, and I will be your mentor along the way. All right. So again, the link is in the caption of the video. It's in my bio, and the link is also available on the audio as well. All right. So I want to see you in the Forbidden Knowledge Academy so we can continue these incredible learning sessions and mentoring sessions, and we can go live on Tuesday nights and do live Q&A so I can mentor you directly and answer your direct questions on Tuesday nights. And then I also bring on billionaires and millionaires so that you can understand the mindset of these people and some of the obstacles that they had to overcome. And you can ask them questions directly and they will give you the answers. We've already done this and we're continuing to do this on a consistent basis. We have an incredible lineup of incredible people coming on to teach and mentor that have made it to a high level of financial success, but also these people aren't just financial success. These people have made it to spiritual success. So I'm bringing the best of both worlds, okay? So I want to see you in the academy. Make sure you click that link and register ASAP. Peace.